Hey, what's up my fellow collectors? Jim here with another figure review, and today we're taking a look at the Neca Alien Covenant Neomorph figure. Very cool. The packaging is what we've been seeing with this line. You get the black on black box, get a little image right there, figure Alien Covenant Neomorph. On the top you have a little bit of the window. On the one side you have the continuation of the artwork on the front. On this side you get this really cool image. On the back you get a couple images. Little bit of a read up, and on the bottom of the box you get all the credit stuff and the people responsible for making the figure. That's the packaging. Let's pop them open and check them out. Okay, so here he is all out of the packaging, and just like the Xenomorph, we do get this kind of backdrop. You know, it's just a little slip cover that comes out of the packaging. Has a cool little silver image on it. So you get that. And surprisingly, unlike the Xenomorph that we got, this one does come with some accessories, because we got nothing with that Xenomorph. But we do get this really kind of creepy looking, I guess this is like a baby Neomorph, or it could be an Xenomorph, I'm not sure. But you get a little cool sculpt. Got some red paint on there for the blood. Got his tail. And it's all pretty much soft, but I mean, I guess there is a little bit of, I don't know if that's supposed to turn, but there's a little bit of articulation there in the head. You can turn it a little bit. I don't think anything else is supposed to technically move. Okay, actually the legs, yeah, the legs move. I do not think the arms move, but you do get, you know, a rotation with the legs on this thing. The cool thing about this is we get an entirely different head sculpt, and these things just look sick. I mean, there's really kind of not much to it. It's just kind of white with a little bit of pink shading within it, but you do get nice sculpt work on this all throughout it. Nice little detail, and I guess this one is just kind of a more closed mouth, because the other one has, the one that comes on him in the package has like this open mouth. But alrighty, let's talk about the figure. Now, first of all, he is definitely creepy looking. Definitely has a very creepy look to him. Hopefully this white backdrop isn't going to mess this stuff up and you're going to be able to see him good. But this is the head sculpt that does come on him in the packaging. You see, it's pretty cool looking. You know, it's got like almost like a screaming looking face. You get a little bit of detail up in the, you know, or you get a lot of sculpt detail all throughout the head. Really nice, all these little veins and everything like that. Make sure this is focusing. My camera has been having a really tough time focusing lately. I don't know why. But really nice sculpt detail all throughout it. You know, it's pretty much all white. A little bit of dark shading here with like pink. Now the one I saw, because I was going to grab this when I saw it the first time at Toys R Us, so I guess some of them have more pink shading than others, because this one doesn't really have as pronounced pink shading as the first one I saw, but this was the only one that they had at Phi. That's where I got this, FYE or whatever. But really nice sculpt work all throughout. You know, you get these, you know, these are just soft material, rubber back here. Again with the sculpting all really nice. This tail is kind of like the Xenomorph's tail, where it's, you know, you can bend it and move it around. It's like a soft material with a, I guess, a wire in it, I guess. But you can bend it all around. There is no movement, you know, where it's connected. It's not like a hinge or anything. It doesn't rotate. And there's the back of the figure, and then coming up the other side. Again, it's just, you know, there's really not much to talk about. It's just basically all white, but nice sculpt work in it. And a couple of the issues that I have with this is, one, I mean, as far as the rotation, because of how they did the extra head sculpt, with it being the neck, all you get is really just a swivel and a hinge. So, I mean, you do get rotation, you know, all the way around, but it kind of runs into the sculpt here, so you don't really get that much. And the hinge will bring it down about that much. really tight. Only really wants to come up about that much. I imagine that'll go more. Let me see without breaking it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so you get nice range out of that hinge. You know, you don't get any side to side, you just get that. And as far as the arms, they do come out pretty much horizontally. It's basically a, you know, swivel and hinge. So you get that. You get, you know, full rotation all the way around. There is no bicep swivel or anything. You do have just a single joint, I guess, or it could be a double, but you get a that much bend at the elbow, and that will swivel. The hands swivel and hinge up and down. You get a cut right here, like in the, you know, diaphragm, which, you know, you get pretty much full rotation out of that. You get a little tiny bit of forward, a little tiny bit of back. You get a little bit of pivot, but not much. And the legs, which is one thing I don't like. I don't like how they're, you know, they're so visible. I mean, I guess you could, with the thigh rotation, you can kind of cover it. But, I mean, you can basically see the big ball there, you know, and you can see the joints really pronouncedly. So, I guess you're going to have to kind of cover that up. But, of course, we get the hinge in that, which the sculpt, you know, kind of limits that quite a bit, because this is always going to run into this part here. So you don't really get much movement out of that hinge at all. You do get pretty much full rotation out of that, you know, out of that ball. And of course you can, you do have a thigh swivel around that joint. But yeah, I mean, as far as the hinge, you're really not going to get much out of it, because it's just going to, you know, the sculpt is just going to crash into the upper part there. And for the knees, we do have a double jointed knee, which brings it about that much. There is swivel there. And what I don't like is on mine, this double knee, like the sculpt comes down to where I can't get that up in there. I feel like I'm going to break it. See, like over here, there's plenty of clearance for this, for the upper part of that, you know, joint to move. Over here, it's just kind of crashing right here, and it won't go all the way back in there. So I'm gonna have to mess with that some more without breaking it, hopefully. But you do get swivel. As far as the feet, you do have a hinge which brings it all the way back. Good little bit forward, not really much. You do have a pivot for a forward-facing pin for a, you know, pivot, and then you do have a toe hinge, which comes up about that much. So I mean, overall, I mean, I like it. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be, with the xenomorphs being so tall. But as far as the other head, let me see if I can pop this off here without breaking anything. It just pops off there, and just pop the other one on here, like so. There we go. So that's what he looks like with the other head on. I kind of prefer this kind of screaming, crazy one more. And it's kind of hard to stand up, just because he's so, mainly because I'm having the issue right here with that joint not. There we go. All right, so maybe I can get him to stand now. And again, you can use the tail for support, just like the other one. But he's standing for me. As far as how tall, it looks like he is like 6 3/4 inches. You know, so a little bit under 7 inches. And compared to the xenomorph from the same line, you can see just how much smaller this guy is. So I guess that's, you know, in scale. I guess the neomorphs are a lot smaller than the xenomorphs. So you see there, quite a size difference between these two guys. But of course, we didn't get any accessories with him. But now looking at him, a lot more went into this figure than this figure, definitely. So maybe that's why they did throw in a couple accessories. Here's a Jungle Hunter Predator. Gives you another little size comparison between the three, about what they're going to look like on the shelf. And here's a standard Marvel Legends. So it gives you a little bit of comparison as far as what he will look like on the shelf. But yeah, guys, that's it. That is the Alien Covenant Neca Neomorph figure. You know, it's not bad for what it is. I do like it. Like I said, I don't like the joints right here, but I mean, overall, it is a cool piece. We do get some options. You know, he does come with this little creepy cool thing. Oh, you know what I forgot? I didn't even know. I did a review on this guy. So, you know, if you're go back and check that out. I forgot to mention that his jaw hinges. I had no idea. That hinges, and you can even pull his little tongue out. So I just wanted to add that in. Completely didn't even realize that until I was messing around with it before I sat down to do reviews. I was like, oh wow, his mouth hinges. But yeah, that's the review, guys. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.